My name's John. I'm the geologist with Dolomite Products. We're going to talk a little bit today about the geology and mining that goes on here at Dolomite, specifically the Manchester quarry that we have here. What we have here is the Onondaga Formation, formed about 390 million years ago. This was all a warm, shallow sea environment. And as sediments kind of settled in the water, kind of heavier stuff first, finer stuff on top of it, kind of creates layers, which you can see. And through time and pressure and through a process called lithification, it turns into the stone we see today. So today we're going to shoot a lot of math involved of how it's gonna go. And normally what you want to happen is just kind of like a wave, just kind of a slight up and out, just a small like undulating wave. And that's it, and it's just gonna kind of pile up in a pile in front of here, and we'll come in and muck it out and crush it down. So now we've detonated an explosion, shot as we call it. What happens then? Well, we've got to muck it out, crush it, make it into a sellable product. So we usually would start with our quarry loader and quarry trucks, and they come in and they muck the pile, kind of like a backwards and forwards motion from one end to another, kind of like a typewriter, back and forth, so we don't get segregation in the pile as we mine it out. Now we mine it, the quarry trucks are loaded, they take it to the primary crusher, and they make many different types of primary crushers. That's really the biggest crusher at your pit, and that sizes the material down to probably around a 10-inch minus material. Now behind me we have a recrush. It's a kind of a big 5-story, 6-story building, and in it has all these conveyors and screens that vibrate up and down pretty violently. So as they screens the material down, and it's already been through one cycle of crushing, we can divert it and we can actually recycle it back through and actually crush it down smaller if we have to make finer stuff like A's, B's, and ag lime. Now, years ago when I started, it took 3 guys to run this plant. Now it takes 1 guy in the primary shanty, and he runs everything through computers. So over time, you can see computers are just very important with this industry. And so he's running the whole plant. He's making his adjustments as we go, trying to make the best product we can. And once the bins are full, the stock truck driver will come, and there's little lights on the bottom of the big building that you see, and that tells which aggregate's out. So if, let's say for 3s, which are the size of my fist, they're out, he'll know that. He'll go underneath, he'll pull underneath the bins where the 3 chute will open. He'll stop, and what he's got a remote control, and he opens the bin itself, and he loads himself. And now he'll go to the different size piles that matches the product that he has in the truck. He'll go to the pile, he'll back up, he'll dump over it, and that product is that product. 3s, 2s, 1s, whatever, friction 1s, friction 2s, whatever pile we designate it, that's what it's going to be. What's unique here in Dolomite is about 20 years ago we got into the recycle business. And when I say recycle, I mean would be recycle asphalt and recycle concrete. And what they do is on a job, if they're digging up an old job, and usually in years past that would just go to the landfill. Well, obviously over time we have to become smarter, we have to figure things out. Recycle, let's put it through a crusher, crush it down, and then reintroduce it back into new mixes. So asphalt, we do that. And what's unique with asphalt is it's 100% recyclable. We're making new mix, and we're saving virgin aggregate, so we're not always expanding, and it's good for the environment, so we're environmentally friendly. Also part of the green initiative and being environmentally friendly, we're making warm mix now out of some of our plants, which means lower temperatures, so we're using less energy to produce the product, and it's still giving the performance grade that the contractor's looking for. One thing we have to think about when we're mining a quarry is what's the end life. Most quarries, as we mine, we're below the water table. So once you're done mining and we've done our due diligence and pick and clean up the quarry and take all our equipment out, what happens to it? Well, we shut the pumps off, and obviously it would fill up with water. And usually the best use for it would be a water reservoir, possibly for the town that it's in, recreational park, or you could deed it back to the town and have a hiking trail around it. So there's a lot of end uses to these quarries and mines, not just mining the material out, but after the fact of mixed multi-use, especially for the community.